Hello and welcome. If you are new here, my name is Rebecca. I am 26 years old and clearly I love to read. I talk about books in just about every video that I make. It is by far my favorite hobby ever. I feel like I do a pretty good job at making time to read every day, but it can definitely be hard to prioritize when you are juggling life and working full-time and school, exercising, socializing, traveling. That said, I thought it would be fun to do a little realistic what I read in a week since we have all of that on the agenda this week. It is currently around 5:15 on Monday afternoon. I just finished up work for the day. The two things I absolutely must do this evening are a strength workout and part one of a school assignment that is due on Thursday. I'm pretty sure it's like 5 parts, but if I can just get one done today, I would be content. I've been so bad at procrastinating school this week, and with it being due in the middle of the week versus the weekend like normal, I just feel like it's gonna catch up really quick. So I will catch up with you guys later this evening and I will reveal the book that we are starting this week off with. It's really hard to say. We could get really close to finishing a book this week. We could finish a book and then have to figure out what we're gonna read next. Hard to say, but I will reveal book number 1 in just a few hours. It'll be a few seconds for you, but a few hours for me. Like I said, a few seconds for you is a few hours for me. It is just about 9 o'clock. I am happy to report I completed both of the major items on my to-do list. I'm so excited to be in bed, all cozy, and to finally share the book I am currently reading. I am currently reading House of Sky and Breath. This is the second book in the Crescent City series. I'm roughly 40% into this book, and I am loving it. In true SJM fashion, I just became attached to these characters so quick. I love them. I devoured book 1 in this series. I just flew through it. It was 5 stars. There's so many parts where, you know, it's just like so well balanced. Like they are so sassy in this series, so sassy. So there are moments where I am laughing, blushing. At one point I literally had to get up and go for a walk because I was just so shocked and mad, and it was just, you feel all the things. And I have put off this series for the longest time because I was so intimidated. It just felt so different than anything I had read before because it's a urban, you know, modern fantasy. But it did not take me long to become invested, and I think Crescent City just like finds you at the right time because it hit the way it needed to hit. And there's not many books that can make me feel all the things that an SJM book do. So like I said, I'm roughly 40% into this book. I am enjoying it. Not much I can really share without, you know, giving spoilers of this book, but just know that I'm having a great time and I cannot wait to knock out as many pages as I can. Hello and happy Wednesday. It is almost 9:15 p.m. and I figured it was time we do a little update on where we are at reading wise. I am currently 48% into House of Sky and Breath. More specifically, I read 59 pages on Monday and 34 pages last night. Last night was a little bit of a lighter reading load because we were actually watching the season premiere of Dancing with the Stars. I was just reading during commercial breaks where I could. But this week is just one of those weeks where I am extra grateful for reading because I've just been struggling a little bit mentally. I've had some rough days, but whenever I pick up this book and open it, it truly feels like flipping a switch in my brain, and I'm just so immersed and I'm just so grateful for, whoa, that was a lot of stuff. I'm just really grateful to have this sort of escape. Yeah, that's pretty much the lowdown. Like I said, I'm trying to keep this spoiler free so there's not too much I can share, but let's just say, you know, the drama is just continuing to ensue. Yeah, I'm just gonna go run away with all of my new besties, and we will catch up again soon. Hello, it has been far too long since I have updated you guys. In fact, it's been exactly a week since I filmed that last clip, so let me fill you in on all of the reading that went down the end of last week. So the last time we spoke was on Wednesday, and on Wednesday I read 45 pages. That's not too bad. I would say that's like pretty normal-ish for me. And then on Thursday I read 30 pages, which is a little bit less than usual. I spent the most of Thursday evening packing because we spent the weekend visiting some friends in the DC, Virginia area. That said, on Friday, I only read 28 pages. I read just a little bit during our drive. I never read too much in the car because I'm pretty much talking to Cole most of the time. So only 28 pages on Friday. On Saturday, I read 23 pages while Cole and our friends were playing tennis. We had done a really long bike ride that Friday in the evening on our way to dinner, so I was not feeling up to tennis. So I read just a smidge, like maybe a chapter or two. And then on Sunday, I read 29 pages while they watched some football. We didn't really sit down to watch the game until later in the evening, so it was definitely a lighter reading load than usual. I am typically in that like 50 to 80-ish pages a night, I would say, but as I mentioned at the beginning of this video, when you have a lot of life things, you are juggling like school and traveling and spending time with friends and loved ones, sometimes you can only read 20 pages a day, and that is okay. As I mentioned, it is exactly a week since I filmed that last clip. I am still not finished with House of Sky and Breath, but I'm very, very close. I am 95% through the book, so I will definitely be able to finish it this evening, which is very, very exciting. I am at the point in just about every SJM novel where you reach the last like 300 to 200 pages and it's just absolute chaos. I'm kind of intrigued because I've heard a lot of mixed feelings about the endings of books 2 and 3 in this series. I feel like everybody raves about book 1, and then I don't want to say the excitement, but as you get deeper into the series, the books don't hit quite the same. So I'm interested to see how this book ends and kind of what book 3 might entail. I think that is going to be it for this video. So thank you so much for sharing your time with me and hanging out with me. I really hope that you will stick around and that I'll see you again real soon. Bye. I need to stop doing this double wave. Bye. I'll see you in the next video.